So I like both those videos because they spend a lot of time talking about the marine organisms, but I also like the fact that they talk a little bit about us. If you noticed in the um, last video, he talked a little bit about drinking yogurt or eating yogurt and how that adds bacteria to our guts. And those bacteria live with us and they help to break things down, and they get the nutrients from breaking some of the materials down that we couldn't do on our own, such as lactose. So if any of you have ever noticed that you're lactose intolerant, you can't have certain dairy products like cheese or milk, or you get kind of sick if you eat those things like ice cream. What it means is you're lacking the particular bacteria that help to break down the sugar lactose in your digestive system. For those that don't have that problem, then you have those particular bacteria. They break down the sugar lactose. Lactose is a sugar. They help break that down. And so you don't get sick, they get energy, you give them a place to live, and everybody's happy. So we have a lot of examples of symbiosis, even on and within our own bodies. And then, of course, we have examples of symbiosis that aren't good for us. If you ever had athlete's foot, then you know that you can get this fungus that starts to grow in the dermal layers of your skin in your feet. That fungus is a parasite. It's getting nutrients from your body. It's eating the skin and the tissue that you have, and it's harming you in the process. It's drying out your feet. It's making them cracked. It's really itchy. You don't benefit from that. So that's an example of a symbiosis that's parasitic, that happens with us. Okay, so let's take a look at what you're going to do for your homework tonight. It's pretty straightforward. You're going to read an article about some different interactions between marine organisms. But there's one part that I thought was maybe a little bit confusing. I tried to make it as clear as I could, but I just want to show you on the video how to do it. So let me go ahead and present. Okay, so you're going to click here and go to the article, and then you're going to read about the sea otter and kelp. And you're going to tell me, what does the sea, so let's take a look at this one, and I want to kind of go through it with you so you know how to fill this out. Okay, what does it provide or do for the other? So what does the sea otter provide or do for the kelp? Okay, does it provide nutrients for the kelp? Does it protect the kelp? Does it eat the kelp? What is it doing to the other organism? And then what is kelp doing for the sea otter? Is it providing protection? Is it attacking the sea otter? Because we know kelp, again, the kelp monster. What is the kelp doing? Right? And then in this interaction between the sea otter and the kelp, does the sea otter benefit? Is it neutral? In other words, not really much happens to it. Or is the sea otter harmed in this process? Now, let me show you how to fill this box in if you don't already know. Okay. So inside of this box, you're going to go up here to background color. Okay. If you don't see this, there should be little dots and you can click it to bring the menu down. Okay. Like if you have this kind of shrunk down, sometimes you won't see it. But you want to find the background color, and then you just want to click on it and choose the color. Okay. Green, yellow, or red. So if the sea otter is hurt by the kelp, then I'm going to make this box red. If kelp is not harmed, but also not helped by the sea otter, then I'm going to make that yellow. See how that works? And that's all you have to do. You don't have to type anything in there. You just have to color the box. Now, if for some reason you really can't get the coloring down, then just write in there that the sea otter is harmed, or that it's neutral, or that it benefits. Okay? So you're just coloring these boxes. Right, I'm going to take the colors away because they're not necessarily correct. I think we can all figure out by now that the sea otter is probably not hurt by the kelp. But you get the idea. You're just filling in those boxes. Okay. Then in this box down here, you're going to tell me, is the interaction between the sea otter and the kelp mutualism, parasitism, or commensalism? Okay. Which one is it? So you'll have to watch the videos to remind yourself what those three are. And then you're going to get down here to the next ones, the sea pens and the redfish larvae, the whales and the barnacles, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. So you have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, I think there's 5 interactions to do on this worksheet. And that's basically it. Okay, I think it's a pretty straightforward assignment. Again, you're just clicking on the link, you're going to the article, you're reading about these interactions. I even put them in order. And then you're telling me, what does the sea otter do? What does the kelp do, to the other organism? What do sea pens do for the redfish larvae, if they do anything? What do the redfish larvae do for the sea pens? What do whales do for the barnacles? What do the barnacles do for the whales? Just putting that in there. And then you're coloring the boxes based on what happens. So in this interaction between whales and barnacles, does the whale benefit? If it does, color it green. If it's neutral, it's no big deal, color it yellow. And if it's harmed, if the whales are getting hurt by the barnacles, then you color this red. All right, and do the same for each of these. So, hope that makes sense. I hope you enjoy this particular activity. We're getting close to the end, so remember, finish strong. Remember, your work is due at 5 p.m. the next day, so this assignment will be due tomorrow at 5 p.m., and I will not be going back and checking late work. I've also noticed that when I put comments on there, some of you are resubmitting it. I'm not going back and changing your grade. So the comments are simply feedback to let you know why you were given maybe some less points, but otherwise, once it's been graded, that's it, okay? So enjoy. I hope your other projects are coming along well for the marine organism. I'm looking forward to seeing those. Look like a lot of you had signed up on the sign-up sheet and we're picking out something. So enjoy that activity, and I will see you all on our normal get-together at 11:45 a.m. Okay? Have a great morning.